Welcome back to Houston Life. Our next guest is a lifelong educator and coach at Knox Junior High in Conroe ISD. He is also an author, having just published his 6th book, which focuses on how martial arts can have a positive impact on our youth.
Yeah, joining us now with more on the brand new book and his philosophies for setting students up for success, Coach Chris Ortiz. Welcome back to Houston Life, Coach. It's good to see you.
Hi, thank you for having me back. I think the last time we spoke, it was during COVID.
It was during COVID. I was in my kitchen. I think you were at home as well, so it's nice to have you in person. Okay, let's chat about martial arts, because as an educator for 20 years, you've seen a lot. You're dealing with these young people every single day. You know the impact martial arts has had on your own life. What impact do you think it can have on our young people, especially young kids who would be labeled at risk?
Yeah, I think it's the missing link, so to speak. Education should be comprehensive, right? So in order for it to be comprehensive, I think it would be a great idea to bring in the martial arts. I started training 16 years ago, to this week. And the life changes that have occurred because of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu and some of the other martial arts have made me a better husband, a better father, a better teacher, a better coach. And I see a lot of young people that are just struggling in general, that need that mentorship, need that sense of community. And I think that inside of the school system, we can do that.
I know as an educator, you've been doing it for so long, and you have known these kids, you've seen them kind of go grade through grade. How do you recognize when someone is in need for your guiding and your mentorship?
All right, so, we have a lot of young people, especially young men right now, that are very, angry and upset. They lack confidence, and the way that you see that lack of confidence is that they go around peacocking and trying to act as if they're bigger than what they really are, but through martial arts, jiu-jitsu in particular, I've kind of learned, confidence it's quiet, you can walk into the room and, you don't have to size everyone up. Everyone is not a threat. Everyone is a friend. They're, a possible companion, someone that, you can talk to and have a good time with. And before martial arts, as a man, I messed up, and I would think that everything almost had to be confrontational, and it doesn't have to be that way.
Wow. I think it's incredible that, well, first of all, the world, it's hard enough to just live in the world, right? And especially when you're a young person, every day when these young people come through the doors of your school, they have issues at home. They're dealing with life issues, right? And it seems like there's a lot of talk about education in the state of Texas right now. A lot of young people who may not fit a conventional learning style, we're seeing those kids get left behind. I mean, what are you seeing? Because I know that as an educator, you got to focus on test scores and state testing and all of those things. Some students don't learn that way, though.
Yeah, there's several different learning styles, right? And there's a lot of different kids that do a lot of different things. For example, you have your young people that sitting down for 6 to 8 hours a day. That's a problem for me.
Yeah.
And I've been watching the show. It's a problem for y'all guys too. Y'all like to move around.
Fidget.
but it's just part of the human experience, right? And I think that we could do a better job of getting these kids some movement. I think a sense of community. Everyone's got a phone in their hand, right? So communication's never been easier, but people have never been more lonelier.
Isolated.
Because you could be in a room full of, you can have 30 people in a room, but you could be on your phone and you're alone. And that's kind of the way that we're trending. And I think, again, schools serve as the centerpiece, the hub of a community. So I think that we could do better in the school system if we could start providing these kind of programs, for kids that, let's say, can't afford it. Because there's a pay-to-play system, unfortunately, now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I just want to help.
Absolutely. And martial arts, we were talking about this earlier today, Derrick and I. It consists of a lot of things, a lot of lessons while you learn the art of martial arts that as a young kid they may overlook if someone's trying to teach them how to do things. But martial arts could really put a focus onto where they're going. Is that why martial arts, you think, works so well as a hobby?
Well, jiu-jitsu in particular, because it's very tactile, it's very hands-on. And I can go back to my first experience of training jiu-jitsu. I went into Gracie Baja, the Woodlands, and I drove around for 2 weeks before I actually worked the courage up to go inside. And I got to roll with a gentleman by the name of Chad Robo, and he's about 140 pounds, 5'3". I'm coming out of college. I'm a good athlete. I'm fast. I'm strong. I think I'm going to mop the floor with this guy. And he proceeds to fold me up, like a tent, and he's holding a conversation while he's doing it. And it was one of those moments where I'm like, oh my God, I've been walking around the world thinking that I'm bigger and badder than, you know, what I really am. And there's like these wizards that are just, you know, perusing, and they have these magical powers to where they can just calmly, coolly, gently subdue you. So like instantly I was humbled, but I was also hooked. And it's mainstream right now too. So these kids are also watching it on TV, and they want to know, they're interested. And it's a possible career path at this point too. Like the UFC is worldwide. I'm not advocating starting like a kid fight club, but this is usually the beginning steps for someone that wants to follow a path towards maybe mixed martial arts or owning their own school or something to that nature.
And in the UFC, excuse me, you do hear a lot of stories about people turning their lives around. Coach Ortiz, we're out of time. I can't believe it. We barely even talked about the book. The book is called Flow State. Again, it is his 6th. And the last one, Drive Slow, is